Somaliland held largely successful local and parliamentary elections on May 31st, 2021. Unfortunately, only 3 out of the 28 female candidates were elected. Sadia Musse was one of 13 candidates for the House of Representatives for UCID in Sanag region. Line with us right now to talk to us from Hargeisa regarding what could be done better the next time around. Sadia, welcome to Somali Dispatch.
Thank you very much.
Yes, if you could please give us a brief overview of how the election campaign went, comparing males and females would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and hello to everybody. First time that quite a large number of women participated on the election, and it was really good because we really tested the grounds and it was successful. Many of us has been backed up by their families and groups. Many of them were not being backed as usual. So that was a case where we can also share with the men. But the campaign was good. The issue of always having that clans cannot back up the girls was not really true. So many of us has been backed up by our groups and help us in terms of campaigns, fundraising, all the activities that we had, which is really good. So that was one issue that has been completely not true. We also campaigned successfully. So there was no problems to most of us that in the campaigns. And then we also have got all the we have been there everywhere. We were traveling, going around with communities, campaigning, talking to people. So it was a very successful campaign in that level. Then we went to election days, and election was really also very peaceful and orderly everywhere. I think you saw the queues and everything else. Again, people were really voting to their candidates. But you have to realize that candidates were more based on clans. And I think this is one of the problems that we are facing. It's because if your clan is not backing you up, you may not have the ability to be elected. That was not the case. Many of us have actually been successful campaigns, and we have been voted for. But when polling boxes came to the districts and regional offices and commission takes over, that's when the situation is really reversed, and many women lost.
So thank you for that answer, and it's refreshing to hear that the entry into the race and for your candidacy and for all other women was not as challenging as one would have anticipated, given the history. But it's also interesting to hear that there were institutional challenges. If you can briefly tell us what challenges women faced institutionally, be they the National Election Commission or the parties.
No, just to go back to the first question, many women actually faced a lot of problems. Problems that many men were also facing. If you are not selected by their group, it was a problem. So some girls didn't have the backup of their families, and they were facing the same challenge that men were actually facing. So it was not like a smooth trade for everybody else. Some of the people really had a very good, but the issue is we made sure that we break that wall, that ceiling, where everybody say that elders and families and clans will not take girls. That was not really true. The selection was for men and women. The clans were selecting who they want to elect. So some women didn't have that backup. Many of us has got that backup. So that's what I'm saying about it. It was not a universal thing. The second question, yes, we didn't have any representatives in the institutions. The party who the people who were really representing the parties were all men. The commission, especially in my region, was all men. So there was nobody who really safeguard your numbers or make sure that you have been. There was no backup from the party system, and no backup from the commission system to safeguard our ballot box. And many girls, many women who really ran didn't even know exactly how much they get it. We only know that what the commission releases. So there's a lot of problems there. That was the institutional challenge we have. We're not part of the parties. They were not helping us in terms of safeguarding our candidacy. They were not looking at it. Became sort of, and we are not allowed to go into into the areas where they were counting the ballot. So we really had a problem there.
Okay, so it's great to know that all the myths about women voting for women, youth voting for women, tribes supporting female candidates were all dispelled. Yet
that is dispelled.
Yes, so that didn't really also at the end did not translate into electing a very capable female candidates. What could be done in your eyes in the upcoming elections and in the future to make sure those remaining ceilings are broken?
Now, what we need now is that there are a lot of issues on this. In all elections everywhere. There's a lot of issues, and the transparency always becomes a problem. So unless you are transparent, we need to have first, number one, to expand the iris system everywhere, which actually cannot. Then you cannot actually cheat on it. Because iris, you can see the numbers. We need to make transparent in terms of counting, so that like everywhere else, televisions and television channels and everywhere else, and social media can actually continue following up the numbers coming up. And we need to have representations everywhere. So unless we have that representations, we're not going to have a really fair system. It was easy for us to actually campaign. Communities really accepted us. They're coming for us. They were welcoming us. It was really good. We were campaigning fairly and squarely, and it's not a problem. So many of them are using a huge amount of money. Money have been backed up by governments, by this. There are so many things. You know how.
Right.
We are not. It's not like everything was smooth. It was not. Okay. But it was good. People was peaceful. It was really queuing. People really did cast their ballots, their votes in a proper manner. It was really good in that level, and there was no security problems whatsoever. We didn't have the privilege of watching our figures. When we went there, everybody was trying
more scrutineers in the ballot counting rooms or offices, if you will. Well, I understand yourself and other female candidates went and met with the president at the palace, along with some ministers and also other officials, and a lot of discussions was had regarding female elections and what could be done better next time. What did you walk away with that, and what did you think of that meeting?
First of all, it was our request. We requested the president because we don't want to leave this in limbo. We want to make sure that this has to work for us. Even if we are not succeeding in going to the making, the parliament and the city council, we want to know exactly where we go from this side. So we're asking the president, because he can put us all there. He has the ability to. So we're requesting actually to make sure that he take the lead now to remedy the situation by putting quite a good number of women in the government systems, whether it's the local government or it is the central government. So this was our request for him. We had a long discussion on how it goes. He didn't give us a response because he said this is not a very easy thing to just reply. He needs to look deep in this issue and come up with a solution. So it was it was very amicable. It was really welcoming. He welcomed us. And as you see from the speeches, they were really talking about this issue, taking it very seriously. We are waiting to see what happens next. The court, the ball is in his court. So we want him to be part of, to promote women issues himself, take the lead to really promote. We are not going to leave it to him also. We will have our own campaigns going on, but this was the first one, and we needed to see him to say, okay, we tried, you know it. We did everything in our power to campaign, to spend, to do everything that is possible.
Right.
It didn't work for whatever reason. Now we want to see how we go from this side. Right. And he has the leader of this country, so he has to take the lead to where we are going. We're still going to have our own movement going on. Right. We're not giving up on the issue, but right. We want him as the president to really take up the lead on this one, so that he can, because we have a large number of voters and we don't want our voters to be despaired. So next time, everybody will say, oh, women will not come up, so we don't want to elect them. We want to see that we can still, even if we lose on that level, we can still be part and parcel of the government, so that we can, we are just showing our voters and our supporters that this is not the only way we can actually go to politics.
Right.
And we're waiting for him to actually take up steps, different steps. Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, Sadia Musse Ahmed, you're a prominent, you know, figure in Somaliland in terms of you know, academics and, you know, women-related issues. What would you tell our audience in a parting message? What would you like to convey here and, you know, utilize this platform to tell everybody?
I think that we are conveying that if you want this country to be successful, then we want to make sure that you cannot leave half of the population back. It has to be inclusive. So inclusivity is very important. That's why, because we were fighting for this for a long time, we were telling the government, let's have a quota. The quota has not been successful very much. It is being already challenged by quite a large number of forces. So we said, okay, why would we just try to show people that we can also do it? It didn't work again for many reasons. So we are living with people that this country cannot go on without us. We were part and parcel of the development, but our part is not being accepted, appreciated, or not being rewarded. We want to be rewarded now. We want to be part of this country's development. We want to be in the political systems. We want to be in the government. We want to be we were always in the development areas, but now we want to be in the political platforms. Right. Both in terms of, we want to also live, we are not living with the parties. We want to be part of the party members. We want to be prominent. We just don't want to be the ones who's clubbing. We want to be prominent members of these parties. We want to be taken seriously. So we want our government to take us very seriously. Otherwise, we will have our movement is going on and we will not take in no for an answer. And we hope everybody in the diaspora also help us in that endeavor.
Right. I can't thank you enough for your time and you sharing us with the information that is, you know, what happened in the elections, what could be done differently, and your expertise and your involvement is valued. And I wish we can talk in the future on a different topics and items that we can discuss and see how improvements are implemented on this and other issues. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now we really want to have you and others to read, because this is the only pressure we have. We don't want any fights in this country. We don't want violence. We want the social media. We want the whole population has to be on our back to back us up. Right. To make sure that we really succeed in achieving what we really want, which is being part of.
We will pay the duly needed attention on this and other issues. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Highly appreciate.
You're very welcome. Hey, thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. You should know that you can get updated Somali-related news and information in English on our website, somalidispatch.com. And also follow and subscribe to our social media channels and pages at Somali Dispatch so you can stay connected 24/7. Thank you.